XJackLacey, I believe, has a grid drop penalty for this race. And
yeah, the qualifying ban, in fact.
yes, a qualifying ban, and Cliffy has a 10-second time penalty for the race, so that will not leave him in good stead. So there are a lot of cars rushing out of the pit lane. Don't know who's going to be first.
Ash, as usual.
There's a dry quality, dry, heavy race.
Yeah, so we might be expecting some rain towards the end of the race. That should be quite interesting to see who smart enough to get the strategy right towards the end.
Yeah. And one man who's been looking good in practice all week, it's GREENY-LFC. Hasn't won a race yet in PSGL F1. He actually crossed the finish line first at Melbourne, but due to a rollback and penalties, he classified 4th. So this man, he'll be looking to upturn his fortunes here around Sao Paulo.
Yeah, indeed, he is a very quick driver, also very aggressive when he's going wheel to wheel with people. Very exciting to watch as well. I believe I've heard he's done a 108.6 in practice, so if he can match that, he surely must be up there for maybe, if not pole position, certainly in the upper echelons of the field.
No, I agree with you, and we're going to get a lap on board with Green here. Let's see how he does it down to turn 1. It's a very tricky braking zone. A slight lock-up, goes wide, stays away from the curb, maybe just to get the best entry into 3 as he goes down the hill. DRS wide open, a car on the left-hand side. It's Paudie, moves out of the way. Can he get his braking point right here, Hulk?
Well, it looks like he has. He's clipped the inside curb and the outside, gotten the power well enough there as he accelerates up into this rather difficult long right-hand corner. There's a couple of lines you can take in here, although you don't really want to take too much curb. On the outside, they brakes down hard into 3rd gear. Another interesting corner there. You can probably take multiple lines and the curb doesn't slow you up at all. Accelerating through the lap now. I can't quite see what time he's on at the moment as he enters into the final sector. Coming up, I think it's called the Zhongzhou, I believe this corner's called.
Well, whatever it's called, mate, he's nailed it.
Straight. Yep, he's done rather well. This is like a quick lap. The tail being kicked out there, coming onto the pit not straight. So he comes into the pits, so apparently wasn't as good as we thought.
But Ashbest now, he is the man at the moment. He got an incredible pole last time out. What can he do? It's a 108.8. Well, drivers have been setting 108.3, so I don't know if that's going to be any good. Big C does a 109.3. Lordyboy matches him, but lap times are really tumbling down. I don't know who else is out there. We'll give CCbrain a little bit of coverage. This man did pretty well on his debut, finished 5th, recently moved up from what was it, F2, F3? Well, one of those leagues he's moved up from, and he is looking to put his name up in lights here at Brazil to establish himself as one of the top racers on the PSGL site. So lap times meanwhile are tumbling down. AMS has put it into 3rd, but here we go, CCbrain to the line. DRS wide open. Louis goes fastest. QPRBeasts with a 108.8, and Brain can only do a 108.9, and now that is what you call close lap times.
Yeah, they are very tight. You might expect with the track this short. So I'd like to point out that with the rain coming towards the end of the race, people might have adjusted the setup slightly to favour that, and that might be why we're not seeing the super quick times that we've been touted around before the race. Before qualifying rather. Although that's not to say the slow times, but the sort of 108.3s, 108.4s that we've been hearing about, they may not reach that if the setup isn't geared up towards dry run.
Yeah, so just so people are asking who's the co-commentator, it is Hulkenburger on the mic, the legendary young man from Sunderland, who's seen his club being relegated to League One, but one man who hasn't been relegated from the PSGL F1 division is Lordyboy, and he's put himself in the top 10 in 9th place. He hasn't had a point since round 2 last season, so this man's been waiting ages for it. But we're going to ride on board with Cliffy now, his teammate in the sister Ferrari, one of the fewest teams not to get a single point last race, along with Mercedes, I believe. So it's a disaster for Ferrari, but can they upturn their fortunes? Cliffy's looking good here. He's qualifying on the softs.
He is, and he crosses the line to start the lap here. I believe the soft tyres, they can go rather a lot longer into the race than the super softs. The super softs do wear out incredibly quickly, so if people have the pace for it, it wouldn't surprise us to see them qualifying on the soft tyre, as Cliffy appears to be doing, setting a 17.1 in the first sector. As he accelerates up the hill now towards turn number 5, I believe this is, and a long double AFX right-hander up in the 6th gear, 150 miles an hour, brakes hard, down to second there, and now coming towards the end of the second sector. Let's see what his time is. Just a minute now. It is.
I think the second sector's just around here, mate. It does take a while to get there, but here we go. Into the middle sector.
70.
What is it?
It said 17.1, it's broken, so it's just giving the first sector time. Either way, he's coming down to the line here, and Blizard sets a 108.6. He's firmly on pole. Let's see what Cliffy can do. Can he beat that time?
I don't know if he can.
Not quite, 9.1.
That's not bad. That's not bad for the sauce. But Blizard, the Racer Champions winner, who's recently been promoted up to F1, driving, I believe, the Haas for this race, has stuck it up on pole. Greeny has responded. We're not keeping up with the action well. Who else is out there? Who can threaten for pole position? There's loads of drivers who'll be flurrying out of the pits. Ashbest will want to get a response in. He's going to be starting a flying lap, I believe. He's on his out lap, and I don't think there's anybody else we can ride on board with, because this is the man at the moment. It's Ashbest, but he goes into the pit lane.
It's very hard to keep track of who's actually on a lap and who's coming into the pit lane here, but either way, I think QPRBeasts might be on a lap there. He just set a 17 dead in the first sector, although he went a little bit wide at the exit of turn 4, so he might have just abandoned that lap. I'm not quite sure.
He's looking really committed in that Renault. Oh, he's gone wide. That'll be a corner cut. That'll be a corner cut. I cannot, for some reason, change drivers. Have to scroll down. That's strange.
It's a bit unfortunate, but yeah, that lap from Greeny, a 108.5. It's a brilliant lap. Assuming, of course, if they have adjusted the setup slightly for the weather, it's a very, very quick time, and very tough to beat, although Blizard is only 200th of a second away, so he's probably the closest competitor, definitely.
Yeah, I know that we're going to get a lot of action coming out of the pit lane. Qualifying gets exciting right at the very last step of the session. A lot of drivers doing free runs here because of the short pit lane and short circuits, so I think Lordyboy, I don't know what he's going to do. Is he going for a lap? No, he dives into the pits. So Ferrari definitely not risking it with their cars, but I know Big C's out there. This man has had absolutely little to no running. The 7-time champion of this league, one of the most historic, legendary drivers you're ever going to see on this site. He's got a lot of experience, so I don't think it's going to faze him, the fact that he's had 0 laps of practice, 0 laps of running. He's been away from home. This man is what you call a strong man. Brave for taking it out there on the racetrack today, Hulk.
Yeah, and I'm not entirely certain how representative this time is as he comes towards the line, but you're right, he's one of the most experienced people you'll see in PSGL at all, and yeah, he dives into the pits as well, but he's currently in 9th position, which is certainly an improvement on what he managed last week, where he was the first retirement of the season, so we're hoping to improve on that and get some points on the board.
Yeah, and we're going to ride on board with AMS. Look at that as he goes through the Senna S's, I believe. He's looking really good here. DRS wide open. I don't even know if turn 1 and 2 are the Senna S's. They might even come up later. But here we go. AMS, good first sector. This man, he's known for being a very consistent driver. He had 12 points finishes out of 14 races last time out. So he'll be looking to stick it high up in the grid. He's only had 1 podium to his name last season. Many thought he would have got a lot more, but he is one of the safest pairs of hands you can put your money on for this race. I think he'll be looking to start in 5th, and he could be a long shot for a podium.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he is, as you said, one of the most consistent drivers on the grid, and I was watching him when he was in F3 competing with Ashbest for the championship, and he ran him very close to the very end of the final race in Abu Dhabi. The thrilling race to watch, and I was actually a bit surprised. I thought he might do a bit better in F1, maybe challenge Ash a bit more, but it's not like he's done badly, and certainly he's a consistent point scorer, and he has improved in his lap there, but I think it was invalidated unfortunately, so he might have to go again. And yeah, I think you are right when you say he could be in contention for a podium.
Yeah, but there's a lot of drivers who are going to come out again. I don't know if Ashbest is going to make it out. He is, he's going to come out, he's going to be one of the last people to cross in that time. But GREENY-LFC, the current man on provisional pole, this man is a rejuvenated figure this season. He's had 2 seasons where he just hasn't fulfilled his potential, but I think today could be his day. He needs to nail this lap together. He's got a lot of pace. This man's got a lot of potential, a lot of promise. He gets a lot of criticism from some people because he can't sustain himself throughout a race distance, but I'll tell you what, he is very, very quick. And here we go, around that tough middle sector complex, gets the braking spot on, touches the first apex. This is looking like a good lap, isn't it, Hulk?
It is indeed, and he's already on pole. He's hoping to improve it even more and just sort of cement his position up at the front there. Oh, who's that? Who's Blizard, who's retired from the session, so he's not going to be able to beat him. So Greeny's looking even stronger in pole position. Can he improve on his time? As he heads down towards the pit straight here.
Needs to be
DRS
good.
open to 200 miles an hour, crosses the line. What's it going to be? It's a 108.4. He's improved even more. 2/10 up there. Sorry, well, 10th and a half. So going to be very difficult to beat that. CCbrain comes closest with a 108.5. Is anyone else on a lap who can beat
I don't know
it?
who's closest to finish under. No, Louis on lap as well. Ashbest is going to be one of the last people to cross the line.
Wocko goes third with the 108.5. That's quite very impressive.
That's good. Little Blocks is further down the line as well. I think he's given up. But I think Louis and Cliffy are going to be the main people to really pose a threat. So we're going to stay with Louis here. I think that might be Big C up the road just in front of him. I don't know if he's still on the lap, is he?
Big C is on a lap, just about to come across the line, I think.
He wants to stick it higher. He doesn't want to qualify attempt. Can he do so? He goes 6th.
108.7. That's a very good time.
What about?
Especially considering his lack of practice. Louis went 7th with the 1.8 now, 108.7. Ashbest went on pole there with the 108.3. Pulled it out with death.
Yeah, so we don't follow that too well, but you know what, around a track like Brazil, lap times are going to be tumbling every time. It's one of the shortest tracks on the calendar, and we're just waiting here for Little Blocks to bring the car back to the pit lane. He's qualified 7th, which isn't bad for him, but I'm sure he'll want it to be a little bit higher, but a decent qualifying session, and he's just enjoying the atmosphere here today, isn't he, around Brazil. Proud to be racing in the top flight of PSGL F1 racing. So the grid as it stands, it's Ashbest on pole position from Greeny, and I believe it's Wocko in 3rd, isn't it?
It was Wocko in 3rd. I'm not sure if anyone...
We'll find out.
He might be down to 4th now.
It's Cliffy.
No, he's down to 5th even. No, Cliffy's in 3rd. He pulled that lap out of nowhere. There were so many cars on the track there, couldn't really tell.
We'll just take a run down the grid order. So it's Ashbest on pole from Greeny in 2nd, Cliffy in 1st, CCbrain doing a great job to qualify 4th, Wocko in 5th, Blizard 6th, Lickle 7th, Louis in 8th, Big C in 9th, and Louis, QPRBeasts in 10th with AMS, Paudie, Hellboy Lordy, MaxiLucaGT5 and XJackLacey rounding out the rest of the grid. You can't get this moment wrong as a driver. You can't get your tyre selection wrong if you're starting further towards the back of the grid, and you've got to make sure you load your setup. So many times you go into races like this and you forget to load your setup on a restart. So hopefully everybody loads their setups, and hopefully there's no more restarts. So we have got a retweet from the Formula 1 game, which is good, so we will hopefully get some more viewers tuning in. But I think 18 viewers for this channel, I think that's a new record. I think we had 20 at one point, so that's pretty decent. But
yeah, I can't imagine the disruptions have helped it any amount, but
I think people are tuned in for the disruptions. I think.
Well, hopefully the race is just as exciting.
And just to say, pleasure having you in the commentary box tonight, Hulk. I think you do a lot for the site. You're an incredible league admin, an incredible driver, and this is going to be one hell of a cracking race. 5 seconds to go here. We will be underway. There won't be another restart. It's Ashbest on the left, Greeny on the right. And it's go! Go, glow! It's a good start from Greeny. Ashbest gets away all right, but I think Greeny's got a better start. There's some action going on behind the grid. And I don't know if everybody's made it out of there alive. I think nobody's spun. Usually
No,
there's a
there
spinner or two, but no.
There was a Haas off the track there, but I think we've managed to keep it together. It is Ashbest in the lead with the two Williams behind him and a Ferrari, who got a rather poor getaway off the line there, down in 4th position of Cliffy. And Ashbest now just hoping to pull away now as the two Williams look to be scrapping. CCbrain very close to Greeny. You might have a look at the inside into this corner. Let's cover it off there. Yeah, it was a very clean start. Nice to see after the disruptions that nobody took the eye off the ball, no accidents, everybody got away cleanly.
Yeah, it's a very, very good race start. Everybody keeping it clean. I think there's a Force India behind. I think it's Lickleblocks having a go on Louis. Two of the old friends here, Louis on those yellow tyres. He would want to make sure he could stay ahead of Lickle here, because I think he's definitely got the pace over him. So this could get pretty tasty down to turn one. There's a lot of battles going on the grid. I know Blizard up the road's also making a move as well. So this is going to be interesting.
It is. It's a Force India of Lickleblocks going up the inside of a Toro Rosso into
oh my goodness!
corner.
And what a move from QPRBeasts. He's done both.
He has. We had him in the comedy box earlier on this season, and as the Toro Rosso and the Force India push each other wide, Renault just slipped through there. Fantastic racing, fantastic move.
Yeah, and that's not good for Louis. So Ashbest is pulling away up front, so that is good news for him. And I think Greeny is now starting to attract some pressure here from his teammate CCbrain. I wonder if there's going to be team orders for Williams here.
I can't imagine so early on in the season. CCbrain may feel he has the pace to catch up to Ash, but you're going to have to overtake Greeny on track to do it, and we know how tough Greeny is to get that.
Yeah, so Cliffy losing ground at the start. He wouldn't be happy with that, would he? Because
no. He got a bad getaway off the line there, so he was dropped back fighting with the Saubers even of Wocko there, but did well just to hold on to fourth. It could have been a lot worse for him.
Yeah, and I wonder if CCbrain's going to have a look at Greeny now. He's going to wait for the DRS. It will be activated next lap. Well, it's activated now, so I think it's actually activated down this next straight. I don't think Brain's going to be close enough, but I know that Cliffy's right up the gearbox of CCbrain, but the Williams going really defensive there.
I couldn't tell if he was going defensive or having a look up the inside of Greeny, but either way he kept the position, didn't get him on, and there looks to be a 5-way battle for second place as the Sauber and the Haas are all, well, sort of the Renault was on the back and it seemed to have dropped off a little bit there. Sauber and the Haas of Wocko and Blizard are right on these lots' tail, so...
Yeah, it's really queuing it up behind Greeny. It's like the M25 at rush hour here. Look at that. Loads of cars behind him. I don't know what's going to happen. Wocko has made a move. Has he? Or is he defending from Blizard? He's defending. He's defending. It's getting really close. I don't know if he's going to be able to stay behind at the end of this DRS straight. Wocko will fight for all he's worth. But Blizard here, he will want to make a statement on his debut in the PSGL F1 League. It's a dream come true for the Race of Champions winner. Can he make a move around the outside? And there's a Renault down the inside. No. So Wocko doing well to keep that position, but an exciting start for this race. Halt. Look at that.
Yeah, that was QPRB. He's trying to do what he did earlier on in the race, and now he's looking on the outside of Blizard into turn 4. Can't quite manage it. But that was some fantastic racing between the Sauber and the Haas of Wocko and Blizard, and up ahead we still have those 3 cars, Greeny, CCbrain and Cliffy, fighting for second place. Now we have another gaggle of 4 cars with the Toro Rosso just behind, fighting for what is 5th place. And these battles would also be going away, and having them lasting a long time.
And you know what, Hulk, usually around Brazil you can get DRS changed. Lap times are so tight to each other, it's really difficult to pull away. I don't know whether to go on board with Brain and Cliffy, but I just feel like we need to stay on board with Blizard and Wocko and Louis here, just because Wocko hasn't got DRS to defend from, so this might be a better battle to watch. But I think the Williams up the road are going to be getting up close and personal, but Let's have a look.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite close enough to make a move into turn 1. Maybe if he gets a good exit he can on the second DRS straight.
Yeah, he's close, but it's just really hard to keep close to a car in dirty air. And Greeny doing a great defensive job as Lordyboy picks up a penalty. So we'll just take a look at the winners and losers this lap. So, sorry, this race. So QPRBeasts, the main winner from 10th place, making up 3 places. MaxiLuca down 11th, and he's made up 4 places from the start. Hellboy making up 1. And oh, there's a problem. I don't know if Lickle blocks has spun, but Louis and Lickle were definitely tussling, weren't they?
Yeah, it looks like he dropped off. He might have made a slight mistake and dropped off the back of the Haas car, and that allowed Lickle to have a look up his inside. But QPRBeasts had it covered off rather well there.
Yeah, he's going to be under a little bit of pressure, but I think he'll sustain that very well. But Cliffy up the road, and he's still stuck behind that Williams sandwich. It's not doing him any wonders to revive his championship bid, and meanwhile Ashbest is pulling away.
He's already pulled a 2.4 second advantage now, and you're only on lap 6 into very short laps. That's a very big gap to pull in such a short space of time, and barring any mistakes, it looks like Ash is just going to drive off into the sunset and do what he tried to do last race.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I just don't know if this is going to be good for Cliffy, because he's losing a fair bit of time. He's got the pace to win this race, but if you're stuck behind those Williams and you're in a DRS train, you might as well kiss bye-bye to the race victory this time out. I know changeable conditions could be on the horizon later on, but it's not the best start of the race to Cliffy, and I think it was crucial that CCbrain overtook him at the start, because had he managed to defend that off, he may have had a run at Greeny.
Yeah, definitely. It was as I said before, he had a bad start for the line. That just allowed the Williams ahead, and maybe all the restarts didn't help his mindset there, but he's still in a good position if he can get past one of the Williams cars to get decent points all this race. Again, we have to think that strategies may come into play later on, because some people can't seem to make the super soft tyres last, and maybe going for a different pit strategy to others.
No, I agree with you. I don't know how Louis getting on. I think he's started to recover. Sorry, there's 2 people called Louis. I know MaxiLuca's making moves on Big C. They're really getting close. And actually, Louis and Lickle, they're getting even closer. Oh, there's going to be contact that he's put on the grass a little bit. And wow, that is what you call 2 friends going at it. And there's going to be a Toro Rosso down the inside. There's a collision. Teammates are collided into the path of Big C, but Big C makes up 2 places. And that is nightmare stuff for those Toro Rossos.
It is. There was synchronised sliding there across the grass, and they did get away with it a bit there. Could have just slid onto the next part of the track. They did lose 2 positions, but it could have been a lot worse for them. Yeah,
I just worry for Louis, because many people tipped him for being a championship contender. What a horrendous start to the race for him. That is absolutely disastrous.
Yeah, exactly. He's down 4 positions now in 12th place, and he is on those soft tyres. He was looking like he was quicker than Lickle at one point. The look at the super soft were going off, but now he's in trouble from the other Force India. He's dived down his inside at turn 1. He's down to 13th place now.
Oh, I just don't know if these 2 are going to give themselves an inch. Look at that, they're getting really close and personal here. It's all over 11th and 12th place. I know Hellboy really wants a points finish, but Louis not giving up there. But Hellboy, what an overtake. That's what you call bravery for a man who hasn't scored points since God knows when. He's absolutely putting a fight up here today, isn't he, Hellboy?
Yeah, that was one hell of a scrap over, well, not even a points paying position at this point. I have to wonder how badly were Lewis's tyres affected by that slide, because I wouldn't expect Hellboy to get on the back of him that easily.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. But the top 5 here, they're doing well. Ashbest leading the race from 3.5 seconds, but then we've got a massive gaggle of cars here. It's the 2 Williams, Cliffy and Wocko behind. Look at them. They're just staying each other's DRS.
Someone's
and Wocko
in the pits.
Makes the pits. Greeny's in as well, so early pit stop. So that's interesting. Are they just protecting their position at the moment?
Well, we did hear that some of them were struggling on the to make those super soft tyres last, as Greeny going with softs there. So it is possible that they are just can't make them last and they thought the tyres had screamed enough. Or, as you said, they are just maintaining the position. They will get a bit of an undercut, and the undercut's quite powerful around here. So.
XJackLacey's he's retired.
What's happened?
I don't know.
He's in the pits, so he's just retired.
That is really, really dodgy. But what's happening out there? I think Cliffy is starting to close in on CCbrain at the moment. So Greeny and Wocko coming out into clean air, which are doing good. But Lordyboy, who's on the medium tyres in 13th place, I know he's not going to make it easy for them to overtake. I know that Lordy and Greeny, they've got a bit of history with each other. So yeah, it's going to be one hell of a scrap down there. So when they get closer, we'll definitely get some on-board footage. But will Cliffy and CCbrain react here? Will they go into the pits? I think CCbrain's angling. No, he doesn't.
They're not. Obviously, they feel they can make those tyres last longer.
Well, I think what they'll be keeping an eye on is the fact that Lordyboy is ahead of Greeny, so there could be some action down there. And I think Blizard and QPRBeasts are really close here. I wonder if there's going to be a bit of action here. This is a great run from Louis, but I just don't think he's got the horsepower in that Renault to pose a threat as he avoids the dirty air to cool down the engine.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have a look down the inside, but you can't really do that unless you're completely alongside the car going into the corner.
No, definitely not. So I actually think QPRB, so we had a word with Ali, he's doing a really good job at the start, and Blizzard's not doing too badly to only be 2.1 seconds behind Cliffy on his debut.
No, QPRBeasts is up 5 positions on the qualifying, from his qualifying spot, and obviously we have had 2 people pit to help him out with that, but it's still a very good start for him to be fighting with the likes of Blizard, who qualified very well today.
Yeah, I don't know what you call it, but this man finished 4th in a 3-horse race, and he'll be wanting to make a move on Blizzard. I don't know if any of these are going to pit. No, I think Louis, I might, is he going to be brave on the brakes? He's close enough to pose a threat. He might be feeling it. No, he thinks better of it. He knows the race is long, doesn't want to send one down the inside. But I know some people who are battling down there, and I'd really like to take a look at them. I think it's Lordyboy and Greeny. I think Greeny is nearly within a second. That battle is really going to heat up, Hulk. I know this one's going to be relatively personal to both men. I know they've had some run-ins in the past, so Greeny, he doesn't want to lose time in battling Lordyboy. We can't ignore what's going on up front, but in the wider context of things, this is what you call EastEnders television.
No, it does look like it's very exciting, although I would like to point your attention to a 4-way battle over 6 position between Little Blocks, AMS, MaxiLucaGT5.
Oh, Greeny down the inside of Lordy. I'm sorry, I told you it's going to get personal. I told you, Lordyboy not happy with that. He's not happy with that. He would have wanted a fair overtake, but a bit of contact to get that move done, and I think Lordyboy not happy with the disrespect shown there, driving it down the inside, but yeah.
No, I thought I might have had a bit of time there, but
Louis on Blizzard, Louis on Blizzard is down the main straight here. This is a great move. He's going to get that one done. This Blizzard's going to have a go back at him. He's got the slingshot out of the corner, has to back out there to avoid running into the back of Louis. And I think QPRBeasts has got to take that position and run. He's got to take it and run. He's doing an incredible job out there.
He is. He's already up 6 positions into 4th place. He might even be looking onto a podium if he can keep up this rate of progress.
And AMS, as you said, I know this is the battle that you wanted us to tune in through. The 2 Toro Rossos who collided earlier this race. I wouldn't be surprised if they collide again as they're getting really close and personal. Louis and MaxiLuca, look at these. They're absolutely having a scrap out there, hammer and tongs. And their good friend Hellboy is just behind them.
Yeah, this is all what's currently the final points scoring position at the very bottom, all the way up to 6th position. So it's a fierce fight. And we have, I think, AMS, Louis, MaxiLuca, everybody apart from Little Box is on the soft tyre.
Yeah, I don't know if Little's going to come in this lap. Surely he can't keep his tyres out there much longer. He doesn't. And look at that, wise decision from MaxiLuca. He pits and he taking time to speed him. No, he doesn't. So that's good racing there from everybody. Now everybody's going into the pits then. I think Greeny, he's got some clean air, so he could be the race leader, but he's got Wocko right up behind him. I think Wocko's two-stopping here. It's under red tyre, so I wonder if he's going to put Greeny under some pressure.
Well, we're about to find out. I think Wocko, yeah, he did go for a more aggressive pit strategy, going through his second lot of super soft tyres. Obviously, they'll all have completely fresh tyres now because of the restarts, but just going to help them a little bit.
Cliffy's made a mistake. I think Cliffy's made a mistake. I think he has. I don't know. He's lost a position to Louis and all that. Has he got a puncher? He's got a puncher. Cliffy has got a puncher. Look at him. He's going off-roading. And oh my goodness me. Look at that. He's planted up the hill. This man's got a long way back to the pit lane. He's retired from the session. And what an embarrassing end to the race for the Ferrari driver. Absolutely embarrassing. Laughable. Laughable. He stayed out too long, and that is what a championship dream turning into a nightmare. Look at that. Absolutely appalling.
That's definitely not what you want to see, but look at Wocko and Greeny and everybody they're going 3 wide into the first corner here.
Oh, sorry, I've got the wrong shot. Oh.
Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, Greeny has come out ahead of that. Will he come out ahead of Ashbest? He's just coming out the pits now. Nah, Ashbest is miles ahead, unfortunately.
That's alright. There is one battle I really, really want to watch. I just know Lordyboy is out there to have fun tonight. He's out on those mediums. I do want to see what happens behind, because I don't think he's going to be generous defending cars behind him today. He's already been pushed wide once, but do you think he can keep CCbrain behind for longer? Because this man, Lordyboy, he's what you'd describe nowadays as the odd job man, someone who can put a few shelves up, paint a few doors, but he can't really light up the circuit anymore. It's a shame to see the youngest champion PSGL have ever seen, but he really is looking to make a name for himself. Find points any way he can. Can he stretch those mediums out until rain, if there is any?
Well, he is doing well here to keep CCbrain behind him. CCbrain is on rather conservatively on the medium tyres. They are both in the same tyre, but Lordyboy's tyres are 14 laps old.
He's going to brake later. He's going to brake later. I told you he's going to brake later. He's got to really, really take that Williams out wide. Look at that. Yes. Oh, that's a corner cut and a half. You can't gain a position like that. You can't gain a position like that. You've got to give it back.
I don't think he's going to do that. But
Blizard.
yeah, there was definitely some questionable overtaking tactics there.
And Lordyboy having to go back at Blizard. I don't know if he's going to back out through there. Exciting racing there, but that's twice Lordyboy's just been disrespected on circuit. I know it's tight wheel to wheel battling, but the Williams definitely not giving him any comfort out there. And it's going to be QPRBeasts to have the next spot on him.
Yeah, he's given as good as he got, but he is struggling on those more aged medium tyres by now.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's going to pose a threat to Louis. I know QPRBeasts and Lordyboy, they are good friends, so I don't expect Lordy to put up too much of a defence here, but he is going to the inside. He wants to have fun today. He doesn't care who it is, friend or foe. He's going to battle hard. Can Louis make a pass here as AMS and Paudie going to the pits? And no, Lordyboy defends that one with angst. And Big C, could he have a go at Louis? Louis's made a mistake.
Yeah, we haven't seen Big C during this race, but he's there in 8th position, and now with JRS looking on the back of the Williams, sorry, the Renault rather, going to weigh up Williams on, but yet we can't look at the inside there, but he's on faster tyres, so
yeah,
maybe shortly.
And just a word here, Big C's not had any practice. How would that affect him?
Well, in the race, it'll affect you by quite a substantial margin. You won't know the right strategy, you won't know how much you can push your tyres, you might make mistakes like getting a puncture, as we've just seen earlier.
Look, QPRBeasts down the inside of Lordyboy. Oh, he's just been pushed aside. Oh, you just got to feel sorry for Lordy. He's just, no drivers have shown him any respect today. We just want to get them moved on any way we can. And what will Lordyboy have for his old friend Big C? I know these guys, they fought for championships back in the day. I don't know if Lordy's going to be able to put up a fight here. I mean, incredible respect between the pair of these, but Lordyboy's out there to have some fun. And look at that, Big C going later on the brakes, but Lordyboy shuts the door, tells him where to find it, and Big C is going to get a run down this straight. I don't think Lordyboy's got much life left here.
No, he's given it his all, certainly not leaving any more than cars width at the edge of the track there, and he's going around the outside of turn 4, trying to hold on to what is 7's position, and he still has it out to head up the hill into turn 5. Can he hold on? At the inside line there, he's managed to hold on to 7th position, held off Big C, the 7-time F1 champion.
Yeah, and this is destroying Big C's race, because he wants to pull away from the likes of Louis and Hellboy behind on those soft tyres. He wants to stretch this stint. There's drivers in front of him on mediums. He could actually close in on them, but behind Lordyboy, nothing's going to happen. And I think Wocko's made a move on Greeny up the road, but we're not going to focus on that one too much, because this looks really exciting. Two of the veterans of the PSGL League, experienced drivers, to absolutely wrench that word out of my mouth. Can Big C pose a threat to Lordyboy? He's looking to stretch his stint here. Defends the inside, and Big C sells him the dummy. He's going to go down the inside, and Lordyboy, he's not going to have grip, is he? He's not going to have grip. He gives that one up, but he's going to have a slingshot.
Yeah, he got a very good exit there out of the centre S's. Now he's going to have DRS and slipstream. Now in turn 4, is he going to have a look around the outside here in turn 4? Big C tries to cover him off, but no, he's got his car alongside just about, but he's pushed out wide. Big C with all the experience there, making his way up into 7th position.
And meanwhile, Blizard and CCbrain, they've been keeping each other occupied for a while now. It's a battle over 4th and 5th, and they're about 1/10 behind each other, so this could get pretty close between the Williams and the Haas down the next pit straight. It is really, really heating up, Hulk. Do you want to take us through this battle here?
Yeah, we're coming on to the final corner now, and on the pit straight. Can Blizard make his way up in 4th position? They're both on medium tyres, they're both roughly the same age tyres, but Blizard will have DRS going in to the pit straight and into the first corner. Is he going to look at the inside or the outside? He's gone to the inside, pulls alongside now, dives late on the brakes, he's ahead into the corner, but CCbrain tries to run that side, doesn't quite manage it. He's going to get a better exit out of the centre S's and do what Lordy tried to do on the previous lap. He's going to have slipstream, he's going to have DRS, and it looks like there's some very good aero on that Haas. There's not really a lot CCbrain can do around that. There's a very good move from Blizard, very clean, just round up the inside of turn 1. Nice clean race between the two of them.
Yeah, and Louis just made a move on Lordyboy just as we speak as well, so more progress being made there. But that was a lovely piece of commentary against two of the newer additions to the league, CCbrain and Blizard. But you know, Lordy may not be the fastest driver in this league, but you've got to give him respect. He's put in a battling display down in 9th place. He's one of the fewer drivers in this very league to have competed in over 100 races, the others being Aaron, Big C and Remco. So he deserves a lot of respect and credit.
Yep, definitely. He's putting a very good performance tonight. I mean, very entertaining, going wheel to wheel with several big name drivers up at the front, and he is still on those. I mean, into the rain comes, he could end up with a point or two, but no, he's into the pits.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's give him airtime in the pit lane. We might as well. We're giving him a lot of airtime today, but this man, Lordyboy, if you don't know him, he was once the youngest champion on the PSGL site. I believe he still is. He was 13 back then. He's now 18, 19, 20. I don't know. Time flies, but he's going to re-emerge in 14th, and he's just out there, just have a bit of fun, just running his own race, and full respect to him.
Yep, and I have to say, Blizard hasn't dropped CCbrain. They're still neck and neck, almost side by side through most corners. So this is a battle that isn't going to end anytime soon.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to end. And do you want to talk us through what it's like when you've overtaken someone and you just can't pull away from them because CCbrain is refusing to give up on 4th?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You get a bit of a confidence boost, obviously, when you overtake someone. You feel, oh, I must be quicker than them. And then when they stick with you, you're like, well, what's happened? Am I making mistakes? And what's gone on? So it can be a bit disconcerting, but there's not a lot you can do about it. You just have to try and run your own race, try and pull away, and above all, don't be bogged down losing too much time battling with them. I mean, you also don't want to let them back through, especially if you feel that you're quicker than them overall, but at the same time you don't want to be going side by side through half of the lap, because you're just going to waste far too much time then.
No, I agree with you, and I know there's another battle brewing. It's for 9th, 10th and 11th for the lower echelons of the points. I don't even know if I pronounced that word right, but I know what it means. It's Hellboy, AMS and Littleblocks. They're all on the medium tyres, so not a lot of grip on them. But Hellboy doing a great job to just stay in there in 9th place. He'll love some points here tonight, but it's going to be tough keeping AMS behind.
It is, he's a very good racer, very consistent racer, and very good at going wheel to wheel with other drivers when he gets the opportunity, as he might do onto the fifth straight later on in his lap. But he knows to stay behind. He's not going to make any stupid moves into risky overtaking positions. He's going to wait for his opportunity. He's calm behind the wheel, and hopefully it'll pay off for him. At least hopefully for him, rather.
So I don't know if CCbrain and Blizard were close. I
think they're always close, but they're pretty much neck and neck through the entire lap.
Oh, there's movement.
Moves, but...
Sorry, AMS and Hellboy. I know it's hard to keep a track of two battles at the same time, but we'll do our best, guys. Got 20 viewers on stream. Thank you for tuning in. But it really is hotting up here at Brazil. AMS down the inside. Oh, and around the outside goes the other Force India. And is there going to be contact? Oh, AMS has to give that one up, and he loses a point. He loses a position trying to gain one, and he'll be absolutely angry about that. But he might have a go back at Little. It's an open invitation down to this corner, and that is what you call inexperience from Little. You get the move done, you make such an amateur error to just lose that position again.
Yeah, he just left the door open into that corner, and AMS took his opportunity to rectify his previous mistake by diving the inside turn 4, and he's done well there. He's back status quo, 10th position, and still very close to Hellboy, and in a position to hopefully make an overtake if Hellboy makes a mistake at some point.
Wocko pitched from second, but AMS is going to have to go defensive here. Lickle running a lot of straight line speed. He'll want to make a move on AMS. Look at that. Oh my goodness me! He's had to avoid many cars. He spun, and that is what you call embarrassing. But he's spun back onto the track, and MaxiLuca moves up into 11th. And my God, Hulk, what on earth was that?
I have no idea. I think he was trying to be a bit too fancy, trying to do a little dummy on AMS, and it just far too aggressive with his steering wheel. The DRS open, had no downforce whatsoever, and just spun off the track. It's just a matter of inexperience, really. You don't really want to be doing that. I mean, you could have made it a rather simple move, just went around the outside, went on the inside, and he tried to be fancy, and it didn't work for him.
Yeah, and I'm going to say it again, amateur error from Littleblocks. It's just a shame. The guy has got so much promise and potential, but once again, no fight, no bite, and I don't know if he's going to recover to score any points. It is still pretty tight. Greeny's also pitted from second. He was running in third, so it might be close between him and Wocko, but Wocko's got that one covered. But AMS, he'll be disappointed because he had a lot of potential to do well this race.
Yeah, he's probably not being the race he expected to have, but he's still going to looks like he's going to score some points.
Yeah,
after all, and he's ahead of Greeny now out of the pit, so
yeah, it's bad news.
Yep, AMS might be going to the end on those tyres, so Greeny might have to overtake him on track.
It's going to be exciting, isn't it, Hart? We're going to get some overtaking, we're going to get some battling, and Greeny's job is not done. The man who could have got a podium here today is going to have a long way to go on those set of tyres. I think QPRBeasts isn't doing too badly to be in fourth if he can go to the end, but Greeny's going to have to do a lot of overtaking. And you know what? Laps here, they run out in the flicker of an eye.
Yeah, it's just over a minute for a lap. It's about 1 minute 10 seconds, or maybe a bit more with a heavier fuel on warm tyres. But yeah, you just think, oh, there's still 12 laps to go, and then suddenly it's 5 laps later, just because it's so quick. And you think that, oh, I've got plenty of time to close in on people, but the lap's so short, you're not going to close in by enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you just think, could AMS have fought that one a bit harder? I would have defended the inside down into his braking zone, but maybe he's fighting a losing battle and I'll just run my own race, says AMS. But good move there from Greeny. He's got to get the next Force India up the road. Hellboy, I know Greeny and Hellboy have had run-ins in the past, so this could get pretty tasty next laps. I know these two, they do not get on for whatever reason. I know all the gossip in PSGL F1. I've raced there for 14 seasons. I'm no longer there, I'm in F4, but I know what goes on behind the scenes. And Greeny will want to clear that Force India. I wouldn't be surprised seeing him send it down the inside here. He'll want to get that move done. And look at that down the inside. Hellboy doesn't want to give that one up. He's still got the inside there, but he's got to give it up. He does, and that is what you call bravery. Greeny really lighting up the circuit here, Hulk.
He is on those super soft tyres. He's going to be lightning quick for the final 10 laps of the race. I think AMF might have been expecting a bit more of a fight from Hellboy against Greeny there, hoping he was catch up with a bit more, but didn't work out for him. I think Greeny's just far too quick on those super soft tyres. Anyone in the mediums is going to be a sitting duck for him, really.
Yeah, and we're going to probably get a battle right towards the end. I know CCbrain and Blizard are doing well, but I think QPRBeasts, Louis, Wocko and Greeny will be having it out there right towards the end of this race, so that will get pretty exciting. And AMS picks up a penalty. That is disappointing. Big C emerging in 13th. He's had absolutely no practice this race, which is
yeah, but just set the fastest lap there, so not doing too badly for himself in terms of lap time.
And Blizard and CCbrain, they're staying close to each other. The gap's half a second, but it's not really the battle I want to watch. I want to see some action. I want to see some fight. I want to see some bite, but will CCbrain produce that this lap? I think Blizzard's just got some great straight line speed, and Blizzard actually beat CCbrain in the Race of Champions, so he's definitely shown himself as a top driver in the PSGL F1 league. I did recommend him to be a part of this league, and I'm so happy that he's here.
Yeah, definitely proving his worth. Already up in second position on his first appearance in this league. Obviously, Race of Champions winner, as we just mentioned, and holding off another fantastically quick driver in CCbrain.
Sorry, AMS and Hellboy, they're getting really close, and oh, what an overtake! What an overtake from AMS to move up into 8th, but I think Hellboy's going to have a go back at him if he gets the DRS wide open. Look at that, AMS says, I'm going to the inside. There's no way you're getting the inside for this corner. Hellboy's going to have to do the impossible around the outside. It's not possible, and AMS makes a move, but you know what? He's actually got alright drive out there, has Hellboy.
He has, but I don't think he can make a move into this corner, surely. There's no... Oh, is he looking up the inside? No, he's not. And I think he ran on the grass just ever so slightly. He lost a tiny bit of time there, but yeah, it was a good move from EMS. Some good racing between the two of them, in fact, to keep it clean, and some ambitious moves from Hellboy.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what could become ambitious in a second. Louis and QPRBeasts, they both share the same name, but I think this could get pretty interesting down to turn 1. Louis trying to make a move around the outside here. Has he got the grip? No, he hasn't. QPRB shuts the door. Incredible defending, fighting for his life. And Greeny just made a move on Wocko there on the super soft. So Greeny is a man to move. Will those tyres last until the end, or did he pit too early? But whatever happens, he is absolutely flying. I think he's going to catch up to the drivers ahead. He's going to be like 2 or 3 seconds lap fast, isn't he?
Yeah, especially if well, the two Louis end up squabbling with each other, then he'll catch up even faster. And it looks like there's not really much going on well. There's obviously a few battles, but nobody overtaking each other. But yeah, you think right about Greeny, he's going to be setting fast start after fast lap. He's now got about 6 seconds of clear air in front of him. And again, if Louis and QPRB are squabbling with each other, then he's just going to close that gap in no time at all. Although he does only have 7 laps to go.
And Blizzard's just come in for his second stop of the day, so that's interesting to me. But here we go, QPRBeasts defended the inside. He's definitely going to the end, so interesting. Blizzard couldn't make his tyres last, but what can Louis do? Can he make a move around the outside? QPRBeasts forcing him wide there. It's going to be tough. There's nearly contact. It's getting really close and personal. That's what happens when you share the same name. And QPRBeasts putting up a defensive
Paudie in position now. As he looking around the outside turn 4, no, he's not. Is he going to be able to get better work up the hill? Nope, I think QPRBeasts has held him off for another lap. Although that is a very good run up the hill, but yeah, no way Louis can make a move into that corner. Yeah, Louis needs to keep doing this lap after lap after lap and hope that he pulls off Louis for the rest of the race.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a tantalising battle, especially when Greeny comes into play. And you know what? It is raining. It is raining. I just wrote in the chat, I don't think it's going to rain, but the rain is here now. Oh my goodness
all of a sudden there. I thought it was sunny just about 30 seconds ago.
Well, that's what happens when you set the weather. And will Louis be setting some weather on QPRBeasts? Is it going to be sunshine? Is it going to be rain? Is it going to be thunder and lightning as we go down into turn one? Both drivers not willing to yield that podium position. QPRBeasts brakes later and he retains that position. It really is hotting up. And you know what? These drivers are going to have to pit soon. This isn't good news for Greeny. He would want it to stay dry, but these conditions can change within the flicker of an eye. And I think QPRBeasts became an AI for a second. I don't know if you saw that, but it's really heating up.
Yeah, they are. And are they going to try and hold on and so they hold out on these tyres at the start of running, or will they come down far too heavy and they'll have to pit for tyres?
I think we might see people in at the end of this lap. They are really just eking out as minimal traction as they can out of the corners. You just see the way Louis just dropped behind QPRBeasts, and yeah, he'll definitely be going for intermediates. I don't think he would want to risk another lap out in these conditions. I don't think many drivers will want to risk it in these conditions. So we are going to see a flurry of activity in the pit lane. CCbrain stays out. That's interesting. Does he know something we don't, or has Ashbest got it wrong?
Maybe he's going for glory and hoping that he can win the race by staying out on those medium tyres and holding Ashbest behind him.
Well, this is going to be an indication here. If Ashbest starts losing time to CCbrain, he may have gone in too early, but people are struggling. AMS and MaxiLuca are also in as well, so I think they're also going to be going on to those intermediate tyres, so that promotes Big C up into the top 10. But I'll tell you what.
It looks like Ashbest was the only one of the front runners to pit though, so if he did go a lap too early, he's not catching CCbrain by a massive margin really, if at all.
No, well, the rain will only get heavier, so I think if you don't go in this lap, if you're under dry tyres, you're going to be, you're going to struggle out there. And I just wonder how drivers like Greeny are feeling out there. He want to be closer, he's got the pace, he could have been on the podium here, but he's just been mugged off by the drivers in front. But it's not over yet, there's still a few laps to go. Look at him, he's locked up there, he's absolutely struggling in those conditions. It really is time for intermediates, and I think we just see Louis and QPRBeasts fighting over the final podium spot. Oh no, you wouldn't want this to be decided through a pit stop, would you?
Well, probably not. No, you want to see it decided on track, but that's how it's going to be decided. And they both pit for the, well, presumably the intermediate tyres.
He's lost his wing.
Collided with the wall.
Oh no! Oh, that experience! He won't even be able to change his wing now, will he? Oh, that's embarrassment. Wocko picks up a 5-second penalty. That's how tough conditions are. No, none of these drivers have prepared for conditions like these. And I don't think there's going to be a wing change for QPRBeasts, is there? Oh my goodness me, that's how you lose podiums. And Littleblocks has stayed out there on the mediums. I'm sorry. Littleblocks is on the mediums. He thinks he can be a Rubens Barrichello. Is he going to move up to the podium position for a while? Getting a bit of coverage.
No, not quite. He's going to go out in 4th place. He's not going to try and move into turn 4, is he, on those medium tyres?
Oh,
no, he's not quite that mental, but it's going to provide some entertainment for the last 5 laps here.
You can't take your eyes off him. You can't, can you? Look at that QPRBeasts coming up behind him. I know there's battles going on elsewhere on the grid, but you're just hoping something happens to this man as he drives around the circuit. He's already been in the wars today, and QPRBeasts behind, I think he's missing an M plate on that right hand side, making a move there. Look at that, there's contact between the Force India and the Renault. It's a nightmare end to the race for these two drivers, both of them in the wars. And I don't know if he should have made an overtake like that, but Littleblocks, he's getting some TV coverage time, isn't he? He'll enjoy that.
Yep, maybe that was his aim to get some of the sponsor money for Force India there, but No, it was a bizarre decision to stay on the medium tyres. They've always been collected by
Contact! Blizzard and Wocko! Oh my goodness me, there's collisions everywhere back there! And Little Blocks is out of the race. Oh my goodness me.
2003 all over again.
Oh, I've called the red flags, and Blizzard's in the pits. He's going to change his wing, and Paudie is going to get a point for Red Bull. It's really heating up here, and I don't know if Big C picked up damage and all that, but wow, what an end to the race.
There's so many stop go penalties as well because people just can't slow down in time for the pit lane.
Yeah, and QPRBeasts picks up a 3-second time penalty, but I know Greeny's got so much grip here to make an overtake. And QPRBeasts, oh, it's not the end to the race you want. Greeny down the inside and makes a move as does he? No, QPRBeasts saying no, I don't want to give it up, but yeah, look at that. This is what you call ultimate driving.
Yeah, there's only got 2 more laps after this one to hold off Greeny on those. Yep, that wasn't where I expected him to make the move, but well done to Greeny out in the 4th position.
Yeah, it really is heating up back there, but that was some hell of a collision. Blizzard on his debut on for a podium, and you know what, if he eked out those mediums 2 or 3 laps longer, he could have been running in those podium positions. It just shows how one bad strategy call can work against you, and he's now running in 13th. He'll be disappointed, but you know what, I'm sure he'll be encouraged from that show. Now, I don't know if AMS, I think he's just chipped his end plate. I just saw some debris in the background, so...
Yeah, but he has. He's got quite a damaged front wing there. I'm not sure if he's going to have to pit with that. But we're probably going to try and stay out of this, but anyway, there's only 2 laps remaining for him. But can he hold on to those 3 points in 8th position?
Maybe not, but I know MaxiLuca is a very, very aggressive driver. He will want to get a pass done on QPRBeasts here, who's stricken with wing damage. I wouldn't be surprised if MaxiLuca sends it down the inside at any given corner, and Big C picks up a 3-second time penalty down in P11. I just worry for him.
Yeah, but speaking of MaxiLuca, if he makes his overtake, he will be 10 positions higher than his grid slot. Be an incredible race on to make his way up to well, he's currently in 6th, but would be 5th position and 6 points, starting all the way down in 15th place. Yeah,
tremendous showing. And you know what, VSR Louis, I know he had a very tough start to the race, but he's up there on the podium positions, just showing what pace he's got.
Yeah, he did. He started on those soft tyres, didn't quite get the look he was hoping for. Ended up down the race. He took a 3-second time penalty there, but that shouldn't really matter with the gap he's got. He's managed to keep himself out of trouble for most of the race, and now with the intermediate tyres up into 3rd place. I'm sure he'll be very happy with this result.
Yeah, I agree with you. And MaxiLuca and QPRBeasts are fighting. We are going to start the final lap next lap, but we've got to keep an eye on this scrap here. As PSGL Bottle Job says, Holt, you have a nice deep voice, so nice complimentary messages. I know AMS and Hellboy are also fighting, but you can't keep your eyes off what's going to happen here. QPRBeasts cursing himself for that penalty he's just picked up, and also the damage he picked up in the pit lane. And there you go, Louis making a move. Is there going to be contact? No.
Yeah, QPRBeasts are shutting the door there, but they're still going side by side through the entire middle sector.
Oh my goodness me! Oh, that's what you call tight racing. Even slams him out wide, and Wocko may have a bite as we round the corners here to start the final lap. I know Ashbest is out in the lead by 24.85 seconds. What an incredible showing for him.
Yeah, he's just driven off into the sunset and now fully deserving of the race victory here by about 25 seconds. That's a fantastic margin to have. It just shows really his supremacy over the rest of the field.
Yeah, and I think we've got to give the rest of the airtime to this man here. He's driven extraordinarily well, lapping Blizzard in the process. You've just got to applaud him for what he's done here today, Ashbest. He's just kept his head cool despite those incidents and issues that we saw last week out in Melbourne. He's kept his cool. He's come back as a professional driver, the highest property on the PSGL site. Ashbest is going to win the Brazilian Grand Prix for McLaren. It's 7 wins in a row. Absolutely brilliant, but I know Wocko and QPRBeasts are absolutely scrapping out there at the moment.
Yep, still so close to each other, and it's very possible that Wocko gets past on the final lap, maybe on the run down to the line, even if he gets a good exit out of the final corner. This is definitely the battle that I want to be watching for the rest of the race. Can he get those that 6th position up 5 points for him?
No, he can't. CCbrain picks up 2nd place. Louis going to pick up a well-deserved podium. I don't know if any of them have got penalties, but that will all sort itself out as we go to the line. But no, nothing too close out there on track at the moment.
No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, no, I think this is pretty much how they're going to run down the line there. QPRB ends up in 5th place after penalties with Wocko in 6th.
And Paudie in 7th. So QPRB's 5th, not bad for his return. Wocko 6th, Paudie in 7th. That's what you call a driver who's kept his nose clean. He's fought incredibly hard. Ashbest has won this race, but surely one of the drivers of the day, Paudie, to pick up 7th on a grid like this, that is just hats off to this man. He's just one of the best drivers you can race wheel to wheel against. Might not be the quickest, but by God, he's got incredible racecraft. But it's Ashbest on the podium today here, Hulk, with CCbrain and Louis. It's just incredible, isn't it?
It is, and I can't really express just how good Ashbest drove today. We didn't see a lot of him. He was that far ahead of the rest of the field, but thoroughly impressive. His 2nd win of the season extends his championship lead already to quite a sizable margin, and I'm sure he'll be delighted with this result.
No, and we're just going to take a run through the grid order. So Ashbest wins again from McLaren. CCbrain, his 1st podium in PSGL F1 in 2nd. Louis, not a bad drive in 3rd, considering he started 8th on the grid and had those incidents earlier on. Greeny, he's finished in a great 4th place. I'm sure he'd be a little bit disappointed because he's running in the podium positions. QPRBeasts is 5th, Wocko 6th, Paudie 7th. Great drive from him. MaxiLucaGT5 picking up some points in 8th. 9th for AMS, Hellboy in 10th. Big C and Lordyboy, the veterans, just outside the points. So the 7-time champion, not having his best day today, but he's had no practice, so well done to him. And Blizard in 13th, and we've got a few DNFs as well in likes of Lickle, Cliffy and whatnot. So we're just going to get some of the podium finishes in, Hulk. I'll suggest them to the party because you might not have all of them added.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have Ash. I don't think I have the rest of them.
Okay, I'll invite a few. So it's Ash, CCbrain, and God, I do forget easily who finishes on the podium. It's VSR Louis. I don't think I've got him added. Well, if you don't add me, you don't get an invite. I'm kidding. I would like to get a few people in, and then we'll go from there.
Whoever feels like speaking.
I'll see if I can find this on Louis. I don't think I can, and you know what? I don't think I should. I can't find him. He's not added me. Don't know if you can search his name, but that might be good. And I think people are happy with the commentary we've put in today, so thank you for those lovely comments, guys. We'll come to you in a bit, Hellboy, but we'll keep you parked at the side of the apex for a while until the podium people come in. Hellboy, you wouldn't be able to suggest VSR Louis to the party, would you?
I've just invited the entirety of the F1 chat, so no.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, sorry, Lickle, but that bit when you're on mediums, it was difficult because I was so much faster. I mean, ultimately, it didn't leave us too much time, and you weren't going to finish anywhere in the top 10 when you were on mediums, so, you know.
Okay, should we leave this for later?
Yeah, you dived up the inside a bit.
We'll leave this for later. So, some nice midfield tussles and skirmishes being shown here today. So, Hulk, have we got Ashbest in yet? Has he decided?
Yep, he's here.
He's here. So, we might as well make a start. So, Hulk, have you got any questions for Ashbest?
Yeah, it was a very good drive for you today, winning by such a large margin. It looked a bit easy for you in the cockpit, but did the rain affect you at all? Were you especially when you saw who was it, Little Blocks, or who decided to stay on the medium tyres for a bit longer.
Well, at the start, like before the 2 restarts, it showed rain at the end, so I was thinking about doing the super softs to mediums to last until the end of the rain, but then we restarted. I'll explain this. I selected the light rain for the last lot, but GG Cody's didn't. Well, it didn't rain in the race in the race strategy, so I don't know what's that about. So we had to restart again and put heavy rain in the last law, and that seemed to fix it as there was rain at the end. So race started super soft. I tried a new type of racing. Well, because I knew my tire was really bad at Brazil, I decided to bump down the diff to about 75, maybe 80, and then lower it down by 5% every 5 laps. That got me to about lap 13, where I calculated that the rain would arrive around 7 laps before the end, which then I put onto the softs because I knew it could last them till that period. Then
I'm
the
going to
rain
impolitely
started.
hurry you up a little bit because we've got loads of people waiting. But
Okay.
you know what, Ash, mate?
Yeah.
We saw your
rain
whole
happened.
race, mate. It was brilliant. The rain came. You put the inters on. You won the race. It's 7 victories in a row. I don't know. I believe that may be one of the newer records in the PSGL F1 league. I'm not sure, but that is one hell of a form you've got there, Ash. So well done on your victory. I don't know if we've got CCbrain in here. He always has a few words to say, but if he's not, we'll
Yeah,
move.
I'm in.
He's here. Brain, mate, you had some great tussles out there with Blizard, but that decision to start on those medium tyres, pit for those medium tyres and eat your stint out until the rain. That was incredible, wasn't it? A podium. You're first in the PSGL F1. Just sum up your emotions.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I was going for the mediums anyway. I was trying to do a one stop. In the end, it could be very hard. It would be around 80% and the tire could pop. But yeah, rain got me a little bit and then finished P2.
That was a great drive. We're going to move on to VSR Louis. I don't know if he's joined the party, but
No.
he hasn't.
No space. No space.
No space. Well, we'll move on to GREENY-LFC. I don't know if he's here. Well, you put in an incredible qualifying lap. Me and Hulk were quite surprised that you put it up down second on the grid, but the rain just didn't come at the right time for you, did it, while you were closing in on those drivers in front on those very fresh super softs. Some incredible overtakes we saw in the race.
Yeah, well, we were always going to split the strategies, me and CC, and then it said rain last slot, and then it kept saying it wasn't going to rain till like a lap to go. He kept saying that. Like 15 laps ago, he said it would rain in 15 minutes, and then with 10 laps ago, he said 10 minutes. So I thought I was pretty certain on the P3 at least, because I didn't have any penalties at the time. And then, yeah, the mistake in the middle of the race cost me a bit, but I don't think it cost me the podium in the end. Just a shame that the strategy was wrong and it came earlier than it said it would. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure it'd have been at least P3, if not P2.
And Hulk, any questions for Greeny? I know you're really intrigued by that battle with Lordyboy. That's quite something.
yeah, it was a very good battle with him, but you had lots of battles throughout the entire race. You slightly disappointed not to get a podium in the end, though.
Yeah, I mean, I did a good qualifying lap and I was doing well at the start. I was making sure I wasn't getting any warnings or anything, but I mean, it said it was going to be dry for most of the race, so the 2-stop was always the way to go if it was going to be bone dries. I didn't really know if the 1-stop would actually be possible on the tyre wear. But yeah, I enjoyed coming back through, finishing highest of the 2-stoppers and getting the fastest lap. But yeah, good battle with Lordy. I mean, he put up quite the resistance, but yeah.
And you know what, it's
him
great to see you back up there, Greeny, and 2 consistent results put together, and I'm sure, you know, you can take some, you know, satisfaction in that, even though you may not have got the podium you probably felt you deserved. But we're going to move on to 5th place man QPRBeasts. We've got a nice pre-race interview from him And you know what? This man was in the wars today, left, right, and centre. He's got 2 GCSE exams tomorrow, maybe even 3 or 4. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Hulk, any questions for Louis?
I think you're putting us on the spot here.
I know.
Yeah, we saw a lot of you at your action. You had a very good start and very good battling. Looked like you could be on the podium for one point, but it all seemed to go wrong on your pit stop. What happened there?
Yep. Basically, I kind of oversteered on the way in and crashed into the wall, so I broke my wing off. I'm actually quite glad they didn't try and repair it, because I reckon I would have lost a lot more positions, but yeah, that's basically what happened.
No, that's a shame. And you really had to wrench the car home, didn't you, in those closing laps? So just describe that, just holding off the threat from drivers behind you.
Without the wing, it was really difficult. I got a penalty during that time as well. I only won of the race, so the analog sticks were having to be really wrenched around. The camera angles were messing up as well. When Greeny tried to overtake me, my camera just decided to turn to the left and just stay there for a bit. So kind of had to drive like that for about 5 seconds, which was difficult. But yeah, it was a difficult one, but definitely wrenched it a bit.
Oh dear, and who have we got left in the party? I think we've got, is it Hellboy? Lickle and Hellboy. Who finished ahead of each other? I don't know who was the first of the Force Indias. Hellboy. We're going to go to you next. What position did you finish in? Because I've forgotten already. I do apologise. Well, well, we're going to go with...
Go with 10th, let's be fair. Let's be nice. Let's be kind, we'll say 10th, we'll be kind. Yeah.
So you got a penalty going into the pits. I know you had loads of tussles out there, mate. You were absolutely arging and barging with half the grid, but it was great to see. You weren't giving up your position to anybody, friend or foe. I know you're probably racing in the party with the likes of Lickle, Blocks, MaxiLuca, but you didn't give him an absolute inch. So that was great to see you. No, fair enough. And we're going to move on to Lickle Blocks now. We're going to hurry it down. Lickle, mate, it's a good tussling out there. You're absolutely having it out with your teammate, with other drivers on the grid. I'm sure you saw the Toro Rosso spinning about everywhere as well. So, just sum up your race and how it went.
I'm going to say the race was trash generally for me. Started whatever position ahead of Louis. I think that was 7th. And then had some trash start, dropped behind Louis, and then got damage from QPR. I got damage from QPR, and then...
Yeah, sorry about that, mate.
My race just went downhill from there. I was just holding up the pack, trying to fight for my position for my life. Came into the pits. My tyre wear was absolutely terrible. And then went for a switch back on AMS, and you saw how that went. And then, as I thought, oh, my race is basically over, I tried going for a gamble, thinking surely the rain won't get that heavy, so try staying out on the mediums to the end. And yeah, 2 cars went both my sides. One hit me. Can't remember. Actually, I think both hit me.
And just describe the moment when AMS, because we're going to speed it up a bit. I know you had a few arches and barges, but I just remember that moment when you were trying to overtake AMS down the straight. You had so much straight line speed that you just didn't know where to go, and you just spun around, spun off, lost your wing. Just describe that.
I didn't
moment.
lose my wing from it.
I don't know what happened, mate, but you were spinning around left, right, and centre.
Nah, because I just didn't have a clue where to go, literally. Inside was getting covered and outside was covered, so I've done the switchback Palladium tires before and it's never happened, so I tried it again, then just lost complete control of my car, and then after the wire went, somehow didn't get damage. Did I? I didn't touch anyone else, then he wiped me out.
Wow.
But yeah, trash race for me generally.
Well, that's that. But we're going to move on to, is it, who's left in the party? Is it Blizard?
Blizzard.
Right, do you want to talk to him, Hulk?
Yeah, you had a very good debut race today. You were up in, well, for most of it anyway, you were up at the front of the grid for a lot of it. So, how was it battling with them at the front there?
Is this for me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Well, it was quite fun. I don't actually know who I was battling with because I only can remember what happened right at the end. But it was good battling. I liked it. I think it was this UCC. It was good.
No, and Blizzard, just describe that accident towards the end. I think you got caught up in it. I think I don't know who was flying off where, but I saw Lickle. He stayed out on those dry tyres, and it just caused carnage. In those last laps, but it's great to watch.
Well, I originally looked back just now on it, and I did think it was Lickle who I touched, but it was actually Wocko. When we both went around Lickle. And he turned in a bit on me, but I'm fine with it. I didn't, because it was like, because Lickle was there, so Wocko couldn't see me, so he didn't expect to be there.
No, well, fair enough. And we're just going to wrap this stream up, but we're just going to get one more word from the race winner. I don't know if Ashbest, you're still here.
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
You're still here. Command and lead in the championship. Can you win next time out? I don't even know what the next circuit is, but can you win next time out?
Bahrain. I'm going to be using ABS there, so yes, probably. To be fair, it depends with everyone else's pace, of course. Bahrain is Blizzard, I think that was said.
Yes.
Yeah, medium traction control runners will be very fast there, so okay, so yeah, it could be a very interesting race, to be fair. Could spice some things up, but for Belgium, if I still have over 16-point gap lead, I will most likely be using no ABS there.
Alright, mate, I only wanted the next race. Let's not talk through all of them. No, I'm kidding. So we're just going to wrap up the stream. Thanks to everybody who's tuned in. Mark Alamonda will be back for the next race, but it's been a pleasure to be joined by Hulkenburger for another exciting, cracking race in PSGL F1. See you later and join us next time in Bahrain.